Good morning, people. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning. Obviously, we're still here in D.C. The National Memorial Day Parade right along Constitution Avenue from 7th Street down to 17th. About 10 blocks, probably half a mile or even longer. I'm going to get everything pinned real quick before I proceed and talk to you guys more. All right. YouTube is pinned. Let me get Facebook up real quick. I'm right by a generator. Right above me is a speaker. So that's what that noise is that you guys hear right now. All right, everything is pinned, you guys, on Facebook, YouTube. Go to the areas that are pinned. It has the donation links. Click on the donation links. Help out if you can. Here, once again, we're down here at the National Memorial Day Parade. It's the first time it's been back since 2019. So what, 3 years? It's hot out here. A lot of people have lined the streets. There's getting ready to be a band here. It'll play any minute. After that, at 2 p.m. Eastern time, is when the parade will start, right down here at the beginning of the parade route. I might move a little bit further west, just depending for just a different, basically vantage point. But please share this out, copy, paste, share it out to all your enemies, all the people you like, every platform. It's Memorial Day. Thank you to all the vets and people who have served our nation, who have fought for our freedoms that we are still trying to preserve, still trying to hang on to. So it is amazing here to see the people that came out to support this, especially in the climate that we're in, as a lot of people in America are trying to destroy the Constitution, trying to get rid of our freedoms. It's awesome to see the people who came out down here in D.C. to still support what our vets in the military have fought for. So one thing I've noticed, though, this is pretty cool. Here we have a sitting president in the White House that don't really come out, don't really do a bunch of stuff, but on every single corner, you don't see that president's name merchandise being sold. You see Trump stuff being sold on the corners, which is pretty cool, And I took a lot of pictures of different vendors, and all the vendors are black, believe it or not. But all these vendors in all these areas have people that are selling Trump attire all over the whole weekend. It's been Trump stuff at every single corner, merchandise, hats, Trump, women for Trump, let's go Brandon stuff, more Trump stuff than any sort of Biden stuff. Matter of fact, yesterday when we were out rolling around the town, right next to the presidential store, which is across from the White House, a little bit across from the White House. I forget which number street it's on, but there's a presidential store. And even right outside that store, there was a gentleman on the corner, all with Trump attire, all with Trump gear. And we walked by and said, "Let's go, Brandon." And he was all excited. So I don't know the band that's getting ready to play. There's going to be a band that plays here from 1 o'clock till round 2, and then the parade will start. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's looking like they're getting ready to start. So please share this stuff out. If you guys would like to contribute and donate, onamericanstreets.com/donate, or go to any of the areas that are pinned in YouTube or on Facebook. This is also on Rumble, so if Facebook or YouTube decides to cut this down because of the music, make sure you guys go to Rumble, TheBCPreacher, all one word on Rumble, TheBCPreacher. So I'm going to turn around. Looks like things are getting ready to start. they don't have this speaker yet going. Plugged in, but it's not playing no sound yet. I'll let you guys look down the street real quick. Luckily, there's enough shade all the way down the street because the sun goes to the west and the street goes east and west. So thankfully, there's going to be shade throughout the parade for the most part. If you stay by the trees, there'll be shade. There's a route. Thank you, CJ. And I'll pay attention to Rumble and Zelle and all that for donations. Venmo and Cash App, I do get notified on my Fitbit, so I'll be able to thank you guys there that way. But I'll keep tabs and looking at Zelle and buy me a root beer float. Right now, we're right outside the Archives of the United States of America Museum. Pretty awesome. Went in there really quick just to look at the Constitution, and wow, this is something I really got to bring my family to. It was breaking my heart. I got to do a road trip and bring my family back here. There's been a lot of things that have came across my mind over the past month of traveling back here with the convoy that there's some decisions when I make it back home that I want to, obviously talk to the wife and family about, and maybe take another step of leap of faith. So, on America's streets, God may have did that for a completely different reason than for what I actually do in regards to this stuff. So, On American Streets might come in a different format with maybe a future YouTube channel.
That we have one now already. I wonder if that one has to. Yeah.
Probably start when the artist comes on. I know you guys can't hardly hear it, but when the artist takes the stage out there, that's probably when the music here will kick in. But again, share this out. The parade will definitely start within the next 45, 50 minutes. So that lady right now is out there singing to the vets, commanders, and people, VIP people over there. First time since 2019.
Race at 2, band starts at 1. West of
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. I need some audience participation from TheBCPreacher all the way up. Can you hear me?
We can't hear him. Here comes the band.
Here's the band. Hopefully they'll get the speaker working soon.
Somebody's to inform them that there's no sound on the
They have a sound control guy down there, but he's not at the booth.
He's probably had it shut down on his side.
There's a sound control tent down there.
Eli Young band is playing here.
Eli Young band, that's who it is.
Eli Young.
They have a sound control booth down to my left, but there was nobody down there when I walked down there. Are they with them?
After thank you so much for that super chat. Unload this, you know, last time. Oh, this is the concert. There won't be a concert.
No.
Clapping and we can. He's trying to get a sound check and everybody's clapping.
I know.
There's nobody should be clapping. They can turn on the speaker.
I know. Been wanting to get a cowboy hat.
I told you guys I was going to stay but I'll be leaving at 9. I was going to leave after the race, but I'll be leaving tomorrow morning, very early in the morning. I have to start driving. I'll be spending the night in Tennessee tomorrow. All we heard is the monitor he has for himself.
Yeah. That's the only thing that's playing.
When you wanna lose yourself, need a place to hide. Come on, baby. Loving.
That route's the quickest way.
Yes, Leah, on Facebook. I've been live streaming on Rumble for a minute. I'm actually on Rumble right now, live streaming.
I know what love is, girl, but I know
Wow, thank you to the Eli Young Band. And now I'd like to introduce the founder and president of the American Veterans Center, a nonprofit educational foundation based in Washington, D.C. The ABC's mission is to guard the legacy and honor the sacrifice of America's service members of all generations. Now, in 2005, the ABC took the lead in reviving the National Memorial Day Parade.
I might start this over, you guys.
And the parade had last been held 63 years before, in 1942, following the entry of the United States in World War II.
The American Veterans Center produces the Emmy Award-winning Veterans Day special, American Valor, a salute to our heroes, a star-filled tribute to the military heroes from across generations. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the founder and president of the American Veterans Center, James C. Roberts.
I'm gonna go forward in
They get a big deal.
Huh? Why? Because I want to see this. I want to see. I'll go right here.
Yeah, but then you block me and do that.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Are you enjoying yourselves? Good. A little warm, a whole lot better than rain. So I can tell you overall, my colleagues and I are, to use the old English word, joyful to be out here on Constitution Avenue after 2 years of silence and inability to salute our troops. So thank you all for braving the heat to come out and join us. The parade will start here in another half hour or so, and we'll get that underway. We really appreciate your being here. Memorial Day always has a tinge of sorrow to it because we're honoring those who paid the ultimate sacrifice and giving their lives. This year, we have an extra element to our sorrow because of the horrible massacre of the children and teachers in Uvalde, Texas. Our hearts are heavy because of that. They remain heavy. I would ask you during the 30-minute period when we honor the fallen with a moment of silence to add the victims to your thoughts and add their families to your prayers as well. So thank you very much, Mark Kessler and Blanquita Cullum. This is the 10th year that Mark and Blanquita have announced the parade together, and they do a really great job. So let's have a rousing round of applause for our announcers, Mark Kessler and Blanquita Cullum.
Get a newspaper.
To Secretary of the Navy, Carlos Del Toro. Our other senior reviewing officers, additional senior military officials, of which there are many. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 National Memorial Day Parade. And thank you for joining us as we pay tribute to all those who served our country. In uniform from Valley Forge to Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. As Lincoln said in his famous words, they gave the last full measure of devotion, laying down their lives in defense of our liberties. Putting on a parade such as this is an enormous undertaking. More than 4,000 people will actually march in the parade. More than 24 corporations and foundations and 3,000 contributors have put up the several $100,000 required to pay for it. And to all I express my heartfelt thanks. I'd like to give recognition to just a few people who have made special contributions to today's parade effort. First, to the Boeing Corporation, our presenting sponsor. Presenting sponsor of this year's parade. Many members of the Boeing team are with us today. Let's give them a thanks for helping to make this parade possible. Here's to Boeing. I also want to thank all the other sponsors who have been named by Mark and Blanquita, who have also been instrumental in making the parade possible. I'd also like to thank our parade staff. First and foremost, Mike Paradiso, our Executive Vice President of our Apparent Foundation. Tim Holbert, the ABC Senior Vice President and Executive Director, who is the impresario of this whole event. His assistant, Wes Smith. My special assistant, Nicole McCann. Dan Taxis, our remarkable new video producer, and to others, if there are any on our staff, because as General Richard Myers said, it's a small staff but a mighty staff. Thanks also to Seth Nichols, our development director. He's had a very important job because without raising funds, we couldn't do this parade. Seth has been working overtime on development and many other activities to make this parade possible. Thank you, Seth Nichols. Thanks also to Cunningham Communications. He did a fantastic job on media relations. There's a great story in the Washington Post to take the most recent example about today's parade featuring Colonel James Harvey. We've had great publicity right along. Thank you so much, Kenny. To the three companies who actually schedule the bands and coordinate the 4,000 people in the parade. To John Wiscombe and his team from Music Celebrations International, to John Best and Annie Woods from John Best, to John Best and his team from Best Entertainment, and to Todd Marcochi and Annie Woods from their team, Under the Sun Productions. They really coordinate all the moving parts of this enormous operation, working with the Park Service, the Metropolitan Police, the Metropolitan Fire Department, and to them also our thanks. The Fire Department, for instance, put up this big flag here. They did it on their own as a tribute to our veterans. The Fire Department didn't have to do that, so thank you, Police and Fire Department. And finally, a word about those we honor today. Over 21 million living veterans who have served our country in uniform, and the 1.5 million men and women of our armed forces who have died in the service of our country. There's one other group that we honor today, and that is our men and women on active duty. We are honored to have members representing all branches of our armed forces in the parade today. We should be very grateful to these young men and women, many of whom have served in harsh and dangerous conditions far from home to defend our liberties. We should be very proud of them. I've had the privilege of meeting many of them, and I believe we've never had a finer military in the history of the United States. Thank you all. Armed active duty personnel. We have a number of military heroes with us in the parade itself. We have two recipients of the Medal of Honor, Melvin Morris and Ed Byers. Melvin Morris from Vietnam, Ed Byers, Afghanistan. And at the beginning of the parade, some 15 World War II veterans will serve as Grand Marshals of the parade, led by Colonel James Harvey. James Harvey, Colonel Harvey was a member of the famed Tuskegee Airmen. You've all heard or seen the new movie Top Gun. Well, you probably didn't know that Colonel Harvey was the very first recipient of the Air Force Top Gun competition way back in 1949. So we've got a real Top Gun recipient here with us. He'll be in the first car in the parade, so please give him and his fellow World War II veterans a rousing round of applause. All right, well, thank you all for being here. I'm moving on now in my capacity as MC to introduce our next speaker, who is the Honorable Robin Chang of TECRO. TECRO is the office that represents the 24 million free people of Taiwan in the United States of America here in Washington, D.C. Robin served for more than 25 years in international affairs and holds a degree from the National University of Singapore. Please welcome Deputy Director Robin Chang.
Well, Chairman Roberts, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the office representing Taiwan in the United States, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to the ABC for organizing today's event to commemorate the ultimate sacrifice our forebears made so we can live in a free and prosperous society. At a time when authoritarian regimes are, with renewed vigor, attempting to undermine our democratic way of life. Today's event is a solemn reminder that freedom is never free. Even as we speak, the Ukrainian people are fighting their rights and their sovereignty. And people of Taiwan know all too well what is at stake in this horrible war, because we face aggression and intimidation from across the Taiwan Straits on a daily basis. As of today, PLA flew 30 warplanes into Taiwan's ADIZ when Senator Tammy Duckworth arrived in Taiwan for a visit on the same day. So today I call on all like-minded countries to continue to stand up and speak out against all sorts of aggression, not only to safeguard the values we cherish so dearly as citizens of the free world, but also to send an unequivocal message to the aggressors that we are ready and willing to prove to the world once again that democracy can deliver and that liberty and justice shall prevail. Thank you for your invitation. I wish today's event a great success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Robin. Thank you very much, Robin, for those strong words. I think you're finding a lot of agreement with what you said. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to introduce another very special guest, His Excellency Salem Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, the Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to the United States. When we began this parade in 2005, Kuwait was one of the first sponsors, and they have been with us ever since. And every year, Ambassador Al-Sabah has been here too, expressing the gratitude of the people of Kuwait to the people of the United States for the liberation of his country. In the early years in particular, the survival of this parade was very, very tenuous from year to year. And I frankly don't know whether we would be here today if it had not been for the steadfast support of the people of Kuwait. So it's my great pleasure to introduce a supporter and a great friend, Ambassador Al-Sabah.
I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but it said if it wasn't for the ambassador of Kuwait or wherever, the parade probably wouldn't be going on. Think about that for a minute. Here in America, if it wasn't for another country, this parade would not be going on.
I'd like to read to you. It says, Certificate of Appreciation. The officers and directors of the American Veterans Center wish to salute His Excellency Salem Abdul Al-Jaber Al-Sabah for his superb diplomatic service during 21 years as Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to the United States of America. We also wish to express our profound gratitude to him for his steadfast and generous support of the National Memorial Day Parade held annually on Constitution Avenue, D.C., to honor the veterans and active duty troops of the U.S. military and to pay tribute to those who laid down their lives in defense of the United States. Under the leadership of Ambassador Al-Sabah, the State of Kuwait has been a steady pillar of support to the National Memorial Day Parade from its inception. The support has been crucial as to the parade's survival and growth, especially in the early years. Ambassador Al-Sabah has personified the fraternal ties of friendship that bind our two nations, and his steadfast support of the American Veterans Center and the military service of the United States will never be forgotten. Presented May 22nd, 2022 on Constitution Avenue, as signed by me and co-signed by General Richard B. Myers, United States Air Force retired, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and chairman of the American Veterans Center Advisory Board. Mr. Ambassador. Thank you.
Jim, thank you so much. I am honored and really touched by this recognition. We've been part of this parade since 2005, and we're proud to be here again today. So a lot of you in the audience may be thinking, why is the Ambassador of Kuwait here? Why is he talking to us today? Well, for those of you over 40, probably remember why. But for those of you under 40, you probably don't know why. So here's why we're here. So 32 years ago, my country was aggressed and brutally occupied by a larger neighbor. And America sent its finest men and women halfway across the world to liberate a small country, my country, which is the size of New Jersey. And maybe at that time, half of America didn't even know what Kuwait was or where Kuwait is. But America did the right thing. And America stood at that time at the right side of history. So I'm here today to tell you that Kuwait will never forget excuse me, what America did for us 32 years ago. And our gratitude to what you did and your sacrifices.
After this speaker, I want to start it over, you guys.
Engraved in our hearts and always be in our minds. And we're teaching our younger generations what America stands for, what America did for us. And I stand in front of you today as an ambassador of a free, independent, and sovereign country because of what you did for us, because of your sacrifice. So we're here to say thank you. We're here to say we will always remember. And Jim, you know, we will always be part of this parade. We've been the proud participants of this parade for the last 15 years. And we will be a proud supporter and participator in this parade as we move forward too. Thank you, Jim. And thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.